Today I'm going to be discussing the article Putting People First for Organizational Success. The article opens with a discussion about disconnection in organization management, where organizations are more concerned or with competitive advantage and outside factors rather than internal factors enriching their people and their employees, which is essential for success of the organization. A good example of this is the Pigman and Goldman effect. The Pigman effect is when you are putting in positive energy into an employee, you will get a high performer. While the Goldman effect is if you're putting negative energy or you're not nurturing that employee, you will get a poor performer. So it's essential that we aim for the Pigman effect and we want to enrich our employees and give them all the tools that they need to succeed and to help the organization succeed. The article discussed a 5-year survival rate study in which 136 companies started, and they were ranged from different industries in 1988, and by 1993 only 60% of them were still open. And this is with all factors the same, besides obviously the industry, but all factors the same. And the one crucial thing that was different was the way that the companies were managing their employees. And this determined whether they still were open after the 5 years. My question for you guys is, does your current organization incorporate the values of its employees? So the article discussed 7 important dimensions for successful management. The first dimension they discussed was employment security. Security is important because it leads to increased productivity. You get knowledge from innovation because employees know that they are secure in their role and they are willing to share their knowledge. And also that you're able to keep high performing talented individuals during hard times. If you're being critical with your people and you're giving them the security they need, you will have a smaller pool of people and be able to hold on to everyone, even during hard times. What are some benefits of employment security for employees and employers? So, what are some other benefits that were not discussed in the article? The second dimension is selective hiring. This is choosing the best people at the beginning so that everything else that follow can go well and be a well-oiled machine. You have to have the best to be productive and to be successful. So what helps them be the best? What helps an organization have a strong employment base? You want to have a large application pool. This gives you ample opportunity to make sure that you are having the best, you're having the most talented people available to you when you have a larger pool of applicants. You're clear and concise, or excuse me, clear and critical uh, about skills and abilities needed for the position. So what I mean by that is that you're clear about critical skills and abilities. So things that are crucial for the role to be successful, you're letting the employee know this is what we expect, this is what we need to for you to be successful and for us to be successful. Skills and abilities need to align with the organizational strategic goal and job requirement. So they kind of fall hand in hand. So, for example, in Enterprise Rent Center, they sales is a huge part of the organization. Therefore, looking for employees who have great sales skills and a person and great personalities. That's important for them. So that's what they want to that's what they're going to be looking for. So all organizations need to look for that. What things what aspects attributes were aligned with our strategic goals? And finally, you want to screen for important knowledge and abilities and skills that cannot be trained. Certain things you just can't train an employee on, especially if it's something important. So you want to look for those aspects in your applicants to make sure you're getting the best. What negative impacts can screening for a cultural fit have? So part of the screening for knowledge and abilities and skills that can be or excuse me, that cannot be changed during training is you're looking for a cultural fit. But there are some downfalls of cultural fit or screening for cultural fit. So what are some of those negative impacts? Teams. Teams are important. Teams help organizations be successful. They allow for more initiative and productivity. Employees feel accountable and responsibility, so they feel responsible for the success. Like they have an actual part to play in the success of the organization. It eliminates layers of hierarchy so that also eliminate some costs for the company because you don't have to worry about having that extra special person who will be doing administrative tasks. If everyone's on the same level, everybody's able to monitor themselves. Obviously, you'll have a bigger person over, but you don't have to have someone there on the daily looking after employees. They're able to look after themselves, hold each other accountable. They're able to collaborate their ideas to become so an idea that might have been good can become great with having access to other people. And Whole Foods, they use Whole Foods as a good example of this, where the team organization help Whole Foods productivity and help their profit margins because their organization use teams. High compensation contingents on organization performance. So what this section talked about was how an organization's success is not always tied to high compensation and vice versa. So high compensation doesn't mean that the success of the organization be successful. Like even though employees are being paid great ways, the organization might still not be successful. We want to, well, but organizations, you want to make sure that all the little people are being taken care of. For example, PathSmart, they at a time were not doing the best, and they got a new CEO, and he came in. He's like the managers, the sales managers on the like in the stores, they weren't being paid a lot. And you're like, for my company to be successful, they need to be compensated better so that they're not worried about their compensation or they don't have to to yes to worry about their compensation. They can focus on the organization goals because they know they're being taken care of. And so you got to make sure that you have some contingent compensation. This helps the organization be successful. Training. Training is important. As long as it is done properly, it can be a competitive advantage. When the employees know what to do and how to do things, they are successful. Skills and initiatives help find and resolve problems, change work processes, and you, people are responsible for the quality on the front line. So you want them to be able to know what to do and how to do it. And with training, it can be a little bit difficult sometimes to see or to gauge the exact um, probability of it because it's tied to other things. So it's tied more so to the overall management process instead of just one critical thing where you're like, oh, the training did help XYZ. It's not going to be that fast of a reaction. It's going to take time before you can see that the training actually did pay off. And they use the Men's Wearhouse where the Some of the employees were sent to the Suit University, where they were learned the skills needed and knowledge needed to be successful salespeople. And this helped them. That training helped their employees, helped them with their profit margins, helped them with their goals. Eliminating workplace hierarchy. So similar to the element of teams where you don't have someone who's exactly an administrative role. Eliminating workplace hierarchy is a benefit for utilizing ideas, skills, and efforts from all employees. Everyone has a say. Everyone feels that they're equally valued. So they're going to be more productive. They feel exactly like I said, they feel valued, they feel important, they feel committed because the organization is taking everyone into account, not just the executive. They're not just treating the executives or the senior management. They're treating the people on the front line as well. And this is accomplished symbolically and substantively. Symbolically in the way that um, they use language and the way that employees dress to help and labels. They make sure that employees have safe spaces. They also decrease wage inequality so that all people that are being paid relatively the same or similar wage brackets, there's not huge brackets between people that are doing the same job. Everyone is being compensated, similarly. And sharing information with employees is another way to help them feel valued. It makes them feel trusted, like they are included in the company, in the organization. They know what's going on. They know about the financial woes or what may have you that's going on with the organization, and they feel a responsibility to help the organization. They feel um, capable of helping the organization when they know what's going on with the organization. My company, I talked about this in one of the discussions, but the organization I currently work for, our CEO does a quarterly meeting where he meets with all the employees. We do a big Zoom call, and he basically gives us an update, check in, letting us know what's going on, where if leadership shifting, letting us know what's going on there, how that um, it's just informing us about all the things that are happening that we might not know in our because we're focused on our daily tasks, so we might not be informed about what's going on in the bigger picture. So that's an opportunity for us to know what's in the know. Um, and it just enhances performance and training and how to use and interpret information. Uh, so, does your organization share information? Are there negative consequences that could come with sharing information with employees?